Hey there, folks. I'm Joe Crawford of artline.com. Pretty much every day I go to CSSBattle.dev. I take a look at the daily target and I record myself doing it. Let's do that now. Presuming this will work. Maybe not. Let's refresh. There we go. Ooh, we got shapes. Shapes, huh? The main thing I see here is that we have several. We could do it with several chronic gradients. The issue is that each one is going to be constrained in a slightly different way, making it maybe more likely that what I want to do is do 3 elements. So how do we do that? We put green on the background, and that's yellow. We put green on the background, and then 3 elements, each of which has a conic gradient, I think, and one of which has a mask. So we have what? Square, square, square. So if I did an element here and then box shadows and then a cross, maybe this is simpler than I think. The only way to do it is to do it. So let's do it. We'll just start one thing at a time. Let's do a square first. Let's do that. Okay, so border 20 pixels solid. I'm going to set the color to be this. Okay, so I'm going to make this inner, what I think of as this inner square first. All right, so margins 5, 6, 7, 100, maybe 90. Nope, 100, and then 100 here, a little bit more, 20, 30, 40, 30, 35, 37. Okay, how about 95? Okay, and then this margin, or this border is 30 pixels. Okay. So this is what we made. We did that. And I'm guessing that these squares are the same size. So now that we've got that, we do a box shadow. And these are what? 80 and 80. And they're slightly too big. So unless we decrease the size, minus 10 pixels, and then put these at 70. 70? Oh, no. Oh, it's slightly bigger? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing something wrong. Let's get this right. Let's figure out how to do this. So if I shrink it, minus 10 pixels. Again. This experimentation is bumming me out. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I got to take a look at it. All right. I don't believe I've had quite this much trouble. So that's too big, right? Yes. So then this third parameter should make it smaller, minus 10 pixels. But that's much too small. How about minus 5? Okay, so that looks good. How about 85 over? Or 75? Okay, that's the problem. So I was thinking that I had the correct margins. I did not, or I did the correct offset. So that, I'm going to copy this 3 more times. Add my commas. And then do minus, 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 minus. Okay, goodness gracious, that was rough. That was super rough. All right, what next? So that's a way to do this. Is it efficient? Not really. Let's do the next part, which will be a conic gradient. And we're actually going to need 2. So the first part I'm going to do is an at 300 pixels, 300 pixels, transparent. Oh, no, actually, it'll be green, 75%, and 0. And I got something wonky there because I'm missing a comma. That's what I'm missing. Okay. So then I want to move that over and down. And that is okay. This is what I'm getting at. It should be just down 10. Okay. So what I'm doing is creating a space for the rest of it. And so what 280? Okay. So that's what I did. I created this, and I could have done that with an inset box shadow. That also would work. I like a conic gradient, so I do a conic gradient. All right, and then the next part is another conic gradient. Which will be at 180 pixels and down 180 pixels. And it's being upper corner, that's background position, and then a width of 200 pixels, 200 pixels. All right, then we want and green 0. That's kind of right and mostly wrong. All right, so let's move this over. This will be 185, and then $140, 135, and then the width of this needs to be different, I believe. $215, 165. A lot of work. 2 kind of gradients on the body. Now, of course, now that I've got that, do I need... that's fine. Let's minify and you replace it. I think we're done. That's we're already too much hemming and hawing about the solution here. Yeah, I don't love the solution. I really don't. I don't know quite what to do about that. My irritation is not going to go away unless I do it again. So let's do it again. Oh, actually, we're gonna undo. So we've got that border, right? So this one with the border of, so we're just gonna steal that, and instead of box shadows, so we'll do blank template again. Set the color, the margins, the height. Undo the margins there. We get our square back. So that's thing number one. What's thing number two? We want what? A conic gradient background. Actually, we're just going to call that A. A is that. And then we're just going to be super specific about each one. B. Great. Background of this one is red. So I just want to see the thing, right? And to get that into position, I need margins. Margin minus 100, minus 200, and I need a height. There it is. Okay. Okay. So what's the next part I want to do? I think it's a conic gradient. And to do it, I want to go up to minus 300 or minus 280. And then that height, maybe 270, 290. Yeah, there we go. And then the height of that one is 200, 300, 280. Okay, and then the margins on the sides. $52. So 52 is actually the number that I want. So I'm just going to set that margin to 52, and then I'm going to add a negative margin here. There we go, and that's my guy. So that's covering the whole thing, right? What I want is a conic gradient. And that conic gradient is yellow. And then transparent. It's in the upper corner. It's got a width 180 pixels. 180 pixels. So that's what I've made. Kind of a mess, which is great. Okay, and then we need the center to be at comma. Okay. So that was way too far over. 1, 2, 25, and 125. I'm not explaining very well what I'm doing, but you can pause. All right, so that's what gets that. So again, kind of a mess. So then PC. So then C is what? Let's give it a height. Background. Pink. We need some margins to pull it up. And we want to do the squares next, right? So minus 200. There it comes. How about 300? That margin is going to be minus 320. 315. Oh, 313, 14, 15, 16, 17. Great. Very specific number. 240, 250. Margins 100. No, way too much. 40, 50, 60, 70, 65, 67. That's our last guy, and that's also a conic gradient, but this one is sort of the invert. So that background is not pink, it is a conic gradient that is what? That conic gradient is what? It's at 80 pixels, 80 pixels, I think, or is it 85? It might be 85. I misremembered already. And then the yellow. That's what gets me a square. All right, and this is a little easier to deal with. 80, 90, 100. It's 100, 100. And we need to size it and position it. And it's 150 by 150. And that's another way to do it. So in this case, two conic gradients, borders. Is it a good solution? Arguable. Are there ways to optimize this? Yes. And is this optimized? No. Do I care? No, not today. Let's minify and unit replace, and we're done. It's fun. It's a fun puzzle. This is another one. I like. Sometimes I'll mention that a puzzle will bother me, and I'll do it again and do it again. I don't necessarily do videos for all of those, but this is one that will bother me because I think there are different optimizations to be made here beyond the 17 minutes that we've spent here doing two solutions. Could this code be tuned? Yes. Code golf is the shortest possible. What I'm doing is not really code golf. I'm just trying to get it solved and get to 100%. That's my goal. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Go make a webpage. Bye.